Hello ladies and gentlemen, Xcentauri here, and welcome back to another video. Now I hope all of you are doing well, because I am as always, and in this video I'll be showing you some of the hardest aircraft to land in infinite flight. Now this goes from being a smooth landing to maybe more of a difficult landing. So by smooth, you know, I'm like on about getting a butter, so hard in buttering the aircraft, or just hard in general in landing this aircraft and getting it on the ground here in infinite flight. So there are many different ways to do it, and there are many different aircraft to select from. As you can see, there's a large variety of aircraft. Now, I'm not going to really choose some of the traditional older aircraft. We're going to try and stick to more of the modern aircraft in infinite flight, sort of after 2015-16 area. Now, the first aircraft I think we need to tackle here is, of course, the CRJs. And I think, all in all, they are a very hard aircraft to land in infinite flight, just because of that single gear they've all got at the end. And I feel like we should use the Iberia, because I'm pretty sure they got quite a nice livery here. And we'll do this challenge in Madrid. I don't think I've ever really done a video in Madrid. So there we go, the main airport of Madrid. And I feel like we're going to do it here, because I'd love to do a landing over one of the other runways. I feel like they definitely don't do that in real life in Madrid, but why not? We'll do it today. Now, it's also worth noting that I did release a time-lapse yesterday, and I know not many of you are aware. But yeah, I did put a lot of effort into it, and I think it's quite a good time-lapse in comparison of some previous ones. So feel free to check that out. So we're going to calibrate up, and you can see already by the cockpit. Unfortunately, we don't have a live cockpit, but we do have a very loud audio, which means you can't hear me at all. Calibrate here, and we're just going to go find our HUD. If I can find HUD on. Here it is. Okay, so we're going to just do that calibrate, and we're going to short final. Now, the reason this aircraft I find really hard to land and get smooth out is I find it really hard to control. Now, we've really dropped here. This isn't looking right. iPad. That was horrendous. That was horrendous. So we're going to go back 20 seconds. We'll do short final. We're going to pause it, and I'm going to see what is up with our weight. We are on landing weight, so I'm going to cut down the weight just a little bit more. And try and pull up and get a little bit more control over this aircraft. As you can tell already, this is not a nice aircraft at all to be controlling for the landing here. It is very, very hard. I'm not even trying to do this on purpose. I'm just genuinely atrocious at landing this aircraft. Although I feel like we did manage it there. We did get a land, and Nostrum, not such a bad name. So we have made it, actually. And we have made landing. And it's weird how this aircraft sort of points down when you're on the ground. I feel like it's really weird that it does that. But okay, so that's the first aircraft on some of the hardest aircraft to land here in infinite flight. Now, some people might expect me to go for the Embraers. I don't think they're too bad to land, especially the E175 with the new rework there. And we're going to ignore some of these, like these smaller general aviation aircraft. But we're going to head down to the 717, and this aircraft, it's got physics of its own. I'm pretty sure this aircraft does not obey the general laws of physics, and it's in a little world of its own, the 717. So we're going to have to get our HUD on again, but I know where it is this time. And we'll just calibrate up, weight and balance. Okay, I'm fine with that, and we'll go on to short final. Now, this aircraft actually seems a bit easier for a change. Says that, and we've just fallen straight into a stall. We're going to try that again without stalling out. Why are we approaching stall? We're literally at 150 knots. So you can already tell that this aircraft is just broken. Like, look at it. Boing. Yeah, this is really not. We'll give it one more go, and we're going to not stall. We're not stalling, we're not stalling, we're not stalling, we're not stalling, we're not stalling. There we go, we've got a good speed, we've got a really too good of a speed now. Okay, right, we're just going to bring down our rudder brakes. I think they apply in here. Ouch. Oh, there are definitely some broken spines after that landing. I'd hate to be on the interior of that. Really sorry, people also do have like a really bad block throat. I don't know how. Okay, so the 717, not really the easiest aircraft of them all. But now we're in the Airbuses, and I think the A321 isn't really an easy plane to be landing. Do you know what, Cebu Pacific? We've never flown with them. Yeah, I feel like the A321 isn't, again, an easy aircraft to land itself in the infinite flight mobile flight simulator here, of course. So I'm going to just calibrate up, calibrate, and short final this immediately. And it looks like we're now, for some reason, just floating our aircraft really badly. So we'll try this again, and we're just using the HUD mode then. and we're going to come in nice and smoothly, and it is, like, of course, it's a much easier aircraft to control than some of the other aircraft in infinite flight. So you'll be here, we should be able to get a smoother landing there. As you can see, just what we like to see, a much smoother landing. So it is possible, as you can see, to get a smooth landing. It's just a lot harder to get a smooth landing in some larger aircraft like this, a bit like the 757, which is now a nice aircraft to be landing in infinite flight. Now again, another hard aircraft to land. We're going to 737, but the 737 is 700. There's a little aircraft, has a world of its own, and we're going to go with Turkish Airlines because I love flying with Turkish Airlines. Who does not? And hopefully it's going to load in some point in the near future. Here we go, calibrate and start. So we're going to calibrate that, short final. Okay, so this aircraft itself I've always found quite fun to control. Fun fact, this was the first aircraft I ever flew on the Infinite Flight Simulator. We're talking about 5 years ago. This is before Global existed and water was animated. So those of you who remember that, fair play. Let me know down below if you do remember that. So there we go. This is meant to be a hard landing challenge, and I have absolutely smashed that. We're going to have a look at that replay because I have just completely destroyed that landing. That was crazy. That was a really good landing actually, so fair play to me. Let's just see that again. So here we are, coming over the runway. Nice and smooth, and that was 737. And we literally... Oh my gosh. That was crazy. If you guys see a YouTube shorts of that up before or after this video, I think you'll know exactly why. That's probably the best landing I've ever had. Now, honourable mention is 767. It's hard to land now, but I feel like it's going to be the next aircraft to be reworked in infinite flight. Now, the final aircraft I'd like to give a go is, of course, the Dash 8. Now, this aircraft is in a world of its own. It does not follow the general rules of flying. It is a wrong weird aircraft. So I'm going to short final that. And you can see here from the exterior, it's a really cool looking plane, don't get me wrong. It looks really cool until it doesn't do what you tell it to do. No, we go left. There we go. Okay, so we're going to gently pull up a tiny bit. That's it, come on. Oh, okay, we definitely hit the left gear before the right gear, but we did manage to keep the aircraft in the air, of course, a little bit longer than we were on the ground for. And look, we can just tilt up for fun. I'm doing this on purpose. Cheeky little tail strike. It actually looks kind of funny doing this. Can we, how fast can we take off? Can we take off at a small speed like this? Oh, I drop down the flaps a bit more. Oh, we're airborne. We're airborne at 95 knots. Okay, we'll try again. Airborne at 100 knots. Oh, okay. Oh, okay. That was not good. That was not good at all. Okay. Well, they are the hardest aircraft to be landing here in infinite flight. So these are definitely some of the hardest aircraft to land in infinite flight. The A320 isn't awfully too hard, but some people find it hard. But other than that, if you did enjoy, please do make sure to like, subscribe, especially if you're new. Other than that, I'll see you in the next video. Good night.